Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarLead TV, part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. Today I have yet another brand new team. Of course, we're continuing things in the Regulation D format, and as I keep saying, there's so many things I want to try, so we're just building a bunch of new teams here. This team here, I will be honest, I kind of cheated a little. Not really cheated, but if you'll notice there in the bottom left corner, we have a Espathra on this team, and honestly, that's kind of like the core, that's kind of like the Pokemon I built this team around. I've used Espathra in the past. I feel like the past several rule sets, like regulations, I was using Espathra. I had different Espathra teams, and basically the goal with it is to set up speed boosts. Sometimes you can be proactive with Lumina Crash, which is great. It's actually a really good move against things that don't resist it. And then so you can deal a lot of damage to the opponents, or you can just rack up speed boosts and then baton pass them to one of your teammates, and then that Pokemon can just basically sweep depending on the situation. So I've had a lot of success using Espathra in the past, and I built this team to try out a bunch of brand new Pokemon here, and it's been working pretty well for me. So let's talk about the Pokemon. First, we have Thunderus-T. Now, I'm going to be honest here. Something about this team is that the Pokemon, the EV spreads with a few of these Pokemon are built to kind of optimize offense and then put as much bulk as I can while still allowing them to outspeed important threats in the meta. What that means is basically my Thundurus and Landorus, while we're talking about it, have enough EVs in speed so that they outspeed the two, in my opinion, most important offensive threats in the meta, Fluttermane and Chien-Pao, after one speed boost. The problem with that is, if I don't have Espathra, if I don't bring Espathra, or if it gets knocked out or whatever the case, or I don't baton pass any speed boosts to my Thundurus or Thundurus or Landorus, then they're actually going to be slower than a lot of the common threats. So basically, what I'm saying here is that like my Thundurus and Landorus are kind of reliant on getting those speed boosts passed to them. Otherwise, they're going to be in a little bit of an awkward state where they are kind of slower than they should be, with a little bit of bulk, to be fair. So I might still sometimes bring them even if I'm not bringing Espathra, but that's just kind of like the thing I wanted to point out. My Thundurus has 4 attacks and Life Orb. If I'm being completely honest, in testing with this team, to be quite honest, Thundurus has felt like just kind of the weakest member of the team. Like, it hasn't done that much, and I feel like I'm looking for something else to bring in place of it. Maybe I'll just kind of switch the EVs to just being like special attack and speed or something like that. But for now, we'll see if I bring it, because it is a good Pokemon, and it is Terra Water, which is awesome because obviously water is weak to electric, but with the Volt Absorb ability, that makes me not weak to electric. So that can be a fun little thing that I can do in a battle against maybe an Urshifu or something. I can kind of like Terra into a water type, and then I resist the hits or something like that. So that's cool. Then we have Galarian Zapdos, which is the Pokemon I'm most excited to use. And honestly, the Pokemon that I think has surprised me the most. It's actually really good. The EVs for this one are max HP and max attack with an adamant nature. So we're not really playing around with any speed investment. And Zapdos Galarian Zapdos, I think, has the same EVs as Zapdos, regular Zapdos, except the special attack and attack are swapped, I believe. So Galarian Zapdos has a much higher attack stat, so we're relying on physical moves, which is cool because Zapdos is a Pokemon that has been known for being very versatile. It's very offensive, but it can also be defensive because it has really good bulk. So we're going to see if that works out. I went Terra Steel because it plays off of my weaknesses really well. I'm weak to Ice, Fairy, Psychic, etc., and Steel resists all of those. So it's a nice little pivot there, and it's tanky, so it can take hits. It has Citrus Berry, and so Bulk Up is a move that, obviously it boosts my attack and defense. I don't use it that often, but there are cases where it can be useful. I think probably another move could be more usable there. If I'm being honest though, Galarian Zapdos does not have that wide of a move pool. Maybe I could run Terra Blast there, but I don't want to run Terra Blast on too many of my Pokemon, because then if I Terrastalize one of them, the other ones can't really use Terra Blast, so it's kind of weird. Thunderous Kick is an amazing move though. It's 90 base power, it's fighting, and it always lowers their defense. So if I can baton pass some speed boosts onto my Zapdos, I can use Thunderous Kick to lower their defense, and if I'm faster, I can just kind of keep repeatedly doing that until it knocks out the opponent. So pretty strong stuff. The third move is pretty risky. We have Acrobatics. Galarian Zapdos does have Brave Bird, which obviously would do recoil, but it would hit really hard. And it also has Drill Peck, which is a lot less powerful, but has no recoil. Acrobatics is a risk because by default it's 55 base power, and then its power doubles, of course, if we use our item, which is why I'm running the Citrus Berry. There are cases where we do get that Citrus Berry activation, and then Acrobatics hits really hard, and we get, a little bit of recovery. Sometimes that feels amazing when that happens, but there are cases where the opponent doesn't get my berry going, and then my Acrobatics is really weak. So if I'm being completely honest, Brave Bird is probably the way to go, even though it has the recoil. Sadly, Galarian Zapdos does not get Roost. That would be amazing if it did. And then finally, the last move, we have Trailblaze. It kind of rounds out coverage, but it also gives me a move that can boost my speed if I'm not passing speed boosts from Espathra. So I don't know. Again, its move pool is pretty weak, so Thunderous Kick and a flying type move are definitely moves you want. And then the other two moves, it kind of just depends, I guess. Quickly, we have Landorus here. Once again, it's max attack, and it has enough speed to outspeed Flutter Mane and Qianpao after one speed boost is passed to it. And then we've got Swords Dance, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Terra Blast with a Terra Water type. I went Terra Water because it's good defensively. It makes me resist Ice, which is my biggest weakness, and Water, which is another big weakness. And offensively, it gives me an option against opposing Landorus, because sometimes like the Landorus versus Landorus war is a little awkward. So giving me a move that can, hit it super effectively is also pretty good. So that's that about Landorus. I mean, it's a good Pokemon, not too much else needs to be said. Also, sorry, going quickly back to Zapdos, it has the Defiant ability, which means if it gets intimidated by an opposing Landorus, it actually gets an attack boost, which is really good. Then we have Heatran, which is kind of becoming a little bit of a common set here. I used this, I think, on my previous team in the previous video, and it's Terra Grass with these 4 moves. It's just been really good. It's working really well for me, and Heatran is a great Pokemon in the meta, so, it doesn't hurt to be able to pass some speed boosts to Heatran. Finally, we have Flutter Mane, which is a Pokemon that I've been using a lot as well. I kind of told myself that I should stop using Flutter Mane, or I'm sorry, I keep calling it Flutter Mane. If I said Flutter Mane, obviously I mean Iron Bundle. I've been using a lot of Iron Bundle, and I keep telling myself like, okay, I gotta stop using Iron Bundle at least for like 1 or 2 videos, because I feel like I keep using it and I want to try a lot of different things, but it just felt like it clicked perfectly with this team. Like as far as weaknesses and resistances go, it kind of just fit really, really nicely into the team, because my team was pretty weak to water and ice otherwise, and this is a Pokemon that resists both. I went Terra Electric on this one. It is max special attack and max speed, so Terra Electric is good offensively. However, defensively, I'm not too sure about it, so we're going to see how this one turns out. It's not my typical Iron Bundle set with Substitute and Encore, which has been really good for me, so we're going to see how it works. So again, this team is very reliant on Espathra, so hopefully that doesn't backfire, but I've found Espathra to be a strong Pokemon in the meta. Let's get to some games. Game number 1, my opponent has Flutter Mane and Qianpao, 2 Pokemon that I've been talking a lot about, and honestly 2 Pokemon that I think are pretty good against my team. Like if my opponent brings both of them, it's actually really scary, and something that I was about to mention is that Espathra is actually weak against both of them, so that does put me in a pretty significant disadvantage right away. I do still think I'm going to lead with Espathra, because one Pokemon my opponent has that is a decently common lead is the first Pokemon, Glimmora, which is weak against Espathra. So if they bring that, that's actually a good start for me. I mean, Iron Bundle's also pretty good. Actually, you know what? I think Iron Bundle's just really good against my opponent's team. So maybe I just want to bring that, which means, my team isn't going to function exactly the way I want it to, but I think that's okay. Then we're going to go with Heatran. I think Heatran looks solid as well. And again, I've talked about this in the last video, but for some reason it's named Pulled Pork. So I don't know what I was thinking when I named it that. It's from a previous generation. I transferred it. Finally, Thunderous looks okay here. Landorus also looks okay with the amount of physical attackers my opponent has, and going Terra Water is nice. I mean, I'd love to bring Zapdos. I really love Zapdos, but I don't know that it looks particularly amazing here. Honestly, Zapdos looks okay, but I'm just going to bring Landorus. It just kind of like feels like it fits a little bit better here. We're going to see how this goes. Obviously, this is pretty scary because once again, Flutter Mane and Qianpao are just huge threats in the meta. My cool little trainer card has been updated. I think I updated it in the last video, so you've probably seen that already. My opponent leads Quaquaval, which is not too bad, I don't think. Well, of course, because I did, of course, lead with my Iron Bundle. And I feel like they're, I mean, they can just go for a fighting type move here, which I don't love. But honestly, I might just go ahead and call that bluff. I'm just going to fire off a Freeze Dry. I am running Icicle Plate, so my Ice type moves are boosted. And we just get that clean one-hit KO right away. I don't know what my opponent was thinking here. I don't know if they were expecting me to over-predict or something, which is very possible, but I just felt like I could live any fighting type move from them, given that Iron Bundle has pretty solid defense. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's decent. They go into this thing, which is absolutely scary. This Pokemon is just so good. On the one hand, I feel like I should be using it more because it's just so good, but also like it feels like cheap just because it's so good. I think I just click Hydro Pump here. I'm ahead in this battle. I definitely don't want to switch just yet. And going Terra Electric doesn't really do too much of anything for me. I guess it makes it so that if my opponent's using Sacred Sword, it won't be super effective. Of course, I do miss the Hydro Pump. I was talking in the previous video. Wow, ooh, this is scary. Oh no, this is really bad. I was talking in the previous video about how my Iron Bundle rarely missed Hydro Pumps, and of course now I miss one. Although that was my shiny Iron Bundle, so maybe my shiny one is good luck. Wow, we do so much damage there. If my opponent has Life Orb, this is going to be great for me. If they don't have Life Orb, this is obviously scary. They do not have Life Orb. Okay. I think we just straight up have to go into Landorus here, get off the Intimidate, and then Terra. I'm not too worried about them terastallizing, especially since their Chien-Pao is so low on health. Did they take Life Orb? I feel like, or no, I don't remember. I'm so forgetful. I for some reason I thought like they went down to yellow health or orange health. But anyway, I think I have to Terra here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and Terra Blast. It just kind of plays around them terastallizing, because if they Terra like, I don't know, I know this is really out there, but if they go like Terra Flying, then if I go for Earthquake, then that's awful for me. So I think this is just kind of the safest bet. And I do think they're more likely to go for Icicle Crash here. It kind of makes the most sense, even though them predicting me to terastallize could also make a lot of sense as well. But I'm just going to go Terra Blast, like I said. And that gets off a good chunk of damage. I mean, oh, that's obviously going to knock them out. And I think this puts me in a pretty good position here. A Water-type Landorus and a Heatran remaining. I think they cover each other pretty well. I guess worst case scenario, my opponent's last Pokemon is Fluttermane. Of course it is. Of course it is. However, actually, Heatran is very good against Fluttermane. So, and once again, yet another thing to add here is my opponent has not yet terastallized. Oh, cool. We survived that. So the HP investment mattered here, and that won me the game. Perfect. Although, again, I kind of feel like I was going to win that game anyway, because Heatran, one of the big reasons Heatran's really good is because it's so good against Fluttermane. There's not too much that Fluttermane can do against a Heatran. I've even seen Terra Ground or Terra Water Fluttermanes just for Heatran, which is pretty insane, because those are two Terra types that you would have never expected to use on Fluttermane in previous seasons. But anyways, game number one, we end up with a win. And like I said, that extra HP investment on the Landorus helped us survive that Moonblast, which won us the game. So even though at the beginning I was talking about how it's kind of awkward how I don't have that much speed investment if I don't get baton passes, the HP mattered. Let's go to game two. Game number two, my opponent has a less scary team, although another Pokemon that you'll hear me talk a lot about that is always scary to see is Cresselia. I feel like a big reason why people aren't running Cresselia is, once again, those top two Pokemon that I'm talking. I don't know if they're the top two, but Chien-Pao, Fluttermane are both super effective against it. But anyway, this looks like a good Espathra game, at least to lead with it. Yeah, Espathra looks pretty solid against my opponent's whole team. Like, I guess what I mean by that is, like, they don't have anything that's, like, super scary against Espathra. Unless that's the Dark-type Urshifu, then that is definitely scary. But I think the water one is a lot more common. This could be a Zapdos game, although I really don't love that Cresselia, because if they start setting up, that's actually just really bad for us. But I think we just got to play what we have and just hope for the best, I guess. I'm going to bring Zapdos just because I want to show it off. And then from there, I think I might just be bringing Heatran. Could also be Iron Bundle. Let's see. So Zapdos is going to struggle against maybe Mimikyu. With a Terra Steel type, it's not as bad though. Could be pulled pork. I kind of feel like I'm going to regret this, but I'm bringing Landorus. It has Intimidate for Mimikyu. It's pretty decent against Mimikyu. And like against Cresselia, maybe we can set up some Swords Dances. I'm just so scared of them bringing Cresselia. That Pokemon could be the death of me. Because it's just so extremely tanky. And since I don't have anything that's super effective against it, I'm just really scared. I guess if they're Terra Poison, then maybe I would want to preserve my Espathra, but I don't know. We're just going to play it out and see how it goes. Maybe if, you know, I actually should have brought a special attacker, because if we could baton pass some Calm Minds to something, that would be really nice. I guess if we can Calm Mind for the special defense boost, that's pretty good too. So here, I think I just go for a Lumina Crush just to get off some damage. Maybe it's smarter to just protect, but I guess if my opponent goes for Nasty Plot, we want to be able to threaten them on the second turn and potentially knock them out. They just Volt Switch right away though, and we take a lot of damage. Now the funny thing is, I do think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'll have to double check, I do think Espathra is faster than Thunderous naturally, so if they're not Choice Scarf, they might know. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. However, somewhat importantly, we do get the defense boost from our Ganlon Berry, so that's pretty great. They go right into Heatran, which is not something I'm super happy about. But we do get the special defense drop, although that's not really going to matter either. Do they have leftovers? Of course they have leftovers. I'm tempted to protect here just to scout what they do. We're at 1 speed boost. I'm worried about them substituting though. I'm also worried about them going for Will-O-Wisp or Lava Plume and getting one of my Pokemon burned. So I'm just going to protect here. If they sub, we're in some trouble here. Oh, they Magma Storm. I guess that's not surprising. That's a pretty common move on Heatran. It's also very inaccurate, so I'm just going to go ahead and Baton Pass now. We still run the risk of potentially getting burned, but I'm just going to go for it. And, I mean, with Magma Storm, you know, it's still possible they land it and they knock us out, but, you know, there's no reason for us to stay in. Otherwise, we're just going to get straight up knocked out. So we might as well make a play here. We know they have Thundurus. I think I just want to go into Zapdos and just see if I can set up with Zapdos and show it off because it's awesome. This was a shiny one that they gave away in one of the battle competitions, I think it was. They do hit the Magma Storm. We are max HP and decently bulky, so we take that pretty well. And we are at, I think, just 1 speed boost. We're also at a defense boost. Oh, I forgot it does damage over turns. We get this Citrus Berry, which turns on our acrobatics, which is nice. But if we don't knock them out with Thunderous Kick, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. The funny thing is also, I expect my opponent to probably Terrastalize here. So this might just be a really bad situation for us. They go Protect though, which is really good for them. That's going to give them that information, and it's going to give them, or it's going to make me take extra damage from the Magma Storm. So yeah, things are not going great for us. But now that they know I'm going for Thunderous Kick, again, they have the option to Terrastalize. If they're like Terra Fairy, that's just awful for us. Although if they're Terra Fairy and they go Magma Storm again, once again, it's possible they miss. But we're not in a good position. They are thinking. That kid just appeared out of nowhere. They are Terrastalizing, okay. Most common on Heatran, I believe, is Grass. If they're Fairy, again, that's a worst case scenario. They are Grass. Okay, so they still take neutral damage from this. I almost predicted this and went for Acrobatics, but I just don't think we should play that way. Maybe we should because we're already so far behind. Maybe we should just play super aggressively. We just gotta hope that they miss a move here, and they don't. All right, we're probably dead now. We're not, but we know that they... I mean, we're just gonna take the Magma Storm damage. I think this is game already. Yeah, we're knocked out. Going back into Espathra, they are -1 special defense, or is it -2? I always forget. So maybe with some Lumina Crashes, we can weaken them enough to where Landorus can come in and finish them off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and not mess around, just Lumina Crash. I mean, we know they have Protect, but we'll see. This is our only hope. And then, well, I mean, they have 2 more Pokemon in the back. I guess we know one of them is Thundurus, and they cannot terrestrialize it anymore. So Thundurus actually doesn't really have that many ways to deal with Landorus, super effectively at least. Garchomp, huh? This is actually not bad, because we're going to be faster now. I'm going to protect just to guarantee we're faster, because they could be Choice Scarfed. And then it's possible Lumina Crash knocks them out. Heatran is still the biggest concern, though, because Landorus doesn't have that many ways to like deal a lot of damage to it. But this could turn the battle around for us. Lumina Crash. Yeah, I'm just making sure I want to go for that. I guess we could Baton Pass into Landorus here. That's also an option. But we can save that option too. Like if they go back into Heatran. Huh. Okay. This might turn around, but I'm still expecting. I still feel like I'm on the back foot here. Back into Heatran. Okay, now we have that choice to make. Do we expect them to protect? Do we just Lumina Crash to get off some damage? Do we Baton Pass these speed boosts? I think we Lumina Crash. We just want to get off as much damage as possible. This won't do too much. Yeah. Maybe they miss a Magma Storm, although of course they probably, yeah, I was going to say they probably have other moves as well. Maybe that critical hit didn't matter. Maybe there's a world where we kind of like expect them to go for Earth Power and we go into Landorus. But I don't know. Okay, so now we know they have Protect, they have Magma Storm, and they have Earth Power. They probably have Flash Cannon. I'm tempted to just Swords Dance here. We have Stone Edge instead of Rock Slide. Swords Dance. I think we Swords Dance. Honestly, like, I guess I could have just Stone Edged, but I feel like because we're so far behind, we can afford to just take risks. Wow, they're hitting all the Magma Storms. I think Magma Storm's like 75 power, so we're getting really unlucky with that, but that's fine. So I should have just gone for the Stone Edge there. I do not think it would have killed. And of course, Stone Edge has a chance to miss. With my luck, they're hitting all their Magma Storms and we would have missed that Stone Edge. So I guess it doesn't matter. But I mean, we got to go for Stone Edge here. We could also Terra Blast, but even though they're at -2 special defense, I don't think that'll matter too much. I do think I'm losing this though, because even if we knock out Heatran, they have Thundurus at full health and then back. And we're taking so much damage from this Magma Storm that it just kind of like any move they go for with Thundurus knocks me out, because obviously Thundurus will have an electric type move which will do nothing to me, and if they have a poison type move, I resist that, I guess. If they have Focus Blast, I resist that, I guess. But oh my god, they just get the double protect. Wow. All right. I don't think I'm going to be faster than them either, because Thundurus is naturally faster. Watch this. I'm just gonna. So they've been hitting every Magma Storm. They got the double protect. Watch this. I'm about to miss my Stone Edge, just to really add to that, to all of that luck. Watch this. Or they're gonna get a triple protect. All right. All right. We get the knockout. So if I am miraculously faster than them, then I win. Or if by some weird miracle they only have like Thunderbolt and like Focus Blast as offensive moves or something, and then they miss the Focus Blast, I mean, there's a chance I win this, but I don't think it's happening. So let's see what happens. I still have my Terra Water. Huh, does that do anything? I don't think so. I guess if they have Flash Cannon, but I've taken so much damage, I think even a Flash Cannon will knock us out. I'm just gonna go for Terra, because I feel like we're probably just losing this battle anyway. There's no way they go for Thunderbolt there. Oh, I'm so dumb. I guess I could have Terrestrialized against the Magma Storm. Oh, I can't believe I missed that. I don't know why I missed that. I guess I thought I had already Terrestrialized. That is just so bad. All right, we'll see what happens here. They go Terra Blast, which is a normal type move. That's gonna knock me out. Yeah, good. I'm not going to say good play on their part, because there are so much hacks. But yeah, that was really dumb of me. I guess I had it locked in that like there was no way I was going to terrestrialize against certain other things, but against the Heatran, I should have terrestrialized expecting the Magma Storm. I guess I was also thinking they might just go for Flash Cannon at some point, but even that would have been a better play for me to Terra. So I don't know what happened there. I mean, I still think that I was probably going to lose that battle, but honestly, there was a chance I won, unless their choice specs. If their choice specs with their Thundurus, it didn't matter what I did because they would have knocked me out anyway, but yeah, awkward stuff, weird battle, but we ended up losing. Let's do another one. And battle number 3. My opponent's team has some of the worst Pokemon you'll ever expect. They've got Fluttermane, Qianpao, they've got Ting-Lu, they've got Dragonite, Goldango. They have it all. They just literally took 6 of the most powerful Pokemon in the game and brought them. Once again, I don't think we bring Espathra here. It's bad against Ting-Lu because it can't hit it. Although I could Calm Mind, I guess? Pass Calm Minds to something? Is that worth it at all? Maybe we just set up Thundurus for a win here. I wonder if that's worth it. At that point, I would worry about their Dragonite, though. Maybe I try that. Although, I mean, I'm bringing that with the expectation that they're going to be leading with Ting-Lu, but it's definitely possible they lead with like Qianpao, expecting me to lead with Espathra or something. I don't know. Because another option is I just bring I lead with Iron Bundle, which is pretty good against. It's pretty good against like almost all their team. Bundle, yeah. I want to lead Espathra, but my mind is telling me that Bundle is better. Wow, we're running out of time. No. I don't think those 3 are the best Pokemon for the situation. I just want to show off my Zapdos though. Yeah, I should have brought Heatran. Wow, these are some rough battles. Maybe I'll have to do another video with this team to show it off more, because I really like this team a lot. I mean, I have fun bringing Espathra. Like, it's fun. That's a fun play style to me. And of course, Galarian Zapdos is amazing, and so I want to show it off any chance I get. They do lead with Ting-Lu, and I do think Iron Bundle was a good choice for this. I think I'm just going to go Ice Beam here. Of course, they do lower my special attack. I always forget about that. Maybe I was just better off leading with Espathra, but whatever. Because with Espathra, I would just set up a bunch of Calm Minds and then Baton Pass to like Thundurus. They're terrestrializing right away, which makes some sense, but also, I mean, getting rid of that is, you know, kind of potentially awkward in the future for them. Terra Fairy, I don't care that much. Yeah, this is going to do not a lot. That's honestly more than I would have expected. Now they go Earthquake. I'm actually fine with Earthquake because I'd rather they don't set up rocks. Terra Fairy. I'm going to go into Zapdos here. Honestly, Zapdos is like decent against Ting-Lu because most commonly Ting-Lu will run obviously Earthquake and then like a dark type move, usually Ruination, which maybe is kind of awkward, but the other moves are usually like Stealth Rock. I guess also Whirlwind, which is pretty awkward with Zapdos, but whatever. I'm just going to go into Zapdos here expecting yet another Earthquake, or if they go for Stealth Rock, you know, that's something else I can do. I guess, you know, typically Ting-Lu does run Whirlwind, so setting up with my Zapdos is not going to be the best situation. Not only that, but Thunderous Kick, my best move, they resist because they're now a fairy type. So a lot of things going awkwardly here, but we do at least switch in on an Earthquake, which is at least something. It's a pretty good start there. But now I have to make the decision of what to go for. I'm going to Trailblaze just to get off some damage and see what happens. See what they go for next, I guess. Because if they go Ruination... Oh, that does nothing. That did straight up nothing. Wow, this is awkward. They do go Ruination, which might take me down to my Citrus Berry. It doesn't, which is actually awkward. Now I'm going to bulk up. And then, assuming they Ruination again, I'll get the Citrus Berry, and that'll turn on my... oh, never mind. I was going to say that'll turn on my Acrobatics. This is turning really awkward really quickly. I'm going to Thunderous Kick just to lower their defense. This is looking really bad. Like, this is not a good display for me, but that's fine. This is, you know, I'm having fun. Again, I want to show off my Zapdos. Thunderous Kick here. Get that defense drop. Let me know what suggestions you have for the other Galarian birds as well. Galarian Moltres was actually pretty good in Sword and Shield, but I think a big reason for that was the Dynamax allowed it to use its flying type moves to boost its speed. Oh wow, that does decent damage. So if they take me down to my Citrus Berry here, Acrobatics actually might knock them out. They get the berry though, so maybe not. It's so annoying. I hope they Ruination again, not Whirlwind. Okay, cool. So we get the berry, and we're at +1 speed. If the next Pokemon they go into is Fluttermane, we might be able to catch them. Cool, we do knock them out thanks to the defense boost, so that did matter. And if they go into Fluttermane, I don't think we're fast. Excuse me, I don't think we're faster than Fluttermane because I only have 1 speed boost, which puts me at about like 180 speed. So Fluttermane's faster, but if they go into Fluttermane, it's possible that they go for Moonblast, which I can, you know, not ignore, but I can resist thanks to my Terra Steel. Basically, if they go into Fluttermane, I'm happy. If they go into, basically Chien-Pao's the only Pokemon they could go into that I'd be really kind of like scared of. Everything else, I actually kind of feel okay against. Because if they go Dragonite, I could Terra Steel, expecting like maybe an extreme speed, or even a Dragon type move. That's pretty good because I know that they're not going to use Earthquake. They do go Fluttermane. All right. I do also still have my Iron Bundle. Wait, is that speed? Well, actually, that doesn't matter. I do also... Oh, never mind. I was going to say I have my Iron Bundle, which will outspeed, but now it won't because of this. That's fine. We're going to go Terra Steel and Acrobatics, expecting them to Moonblast. It is definitely possible that they go Shadow Ball, but even if they're expecting me to Terra, like, they might think Fairy's just good against most types anyway, so they might still just go Moonblast. That's my hope. They did also Terrastalize already, so we don't have to worry about this. We know that we can safely go for the Terra Flying, or sorry, the Acrobatics, and, you know, they're not going to resist it out of nowhere, but let's see what happens here. I hope they go Moonblast. If they don't, well, GG. Oh, they sub. Wow. Okay, well, yikes. Because now, if they have Mystical Fire, they can just go for that, but, oh well. Huh. I'm going to go ahead... No, never mind. I was going to say, I'm going to go ahead and Trailblaze just in case they don't knock me out here. They go Shadow Ball. Please don't die. Oh, we survived. That's huge. Perfect. Oh, that's great. That's great. The problem is, if their last Pokemon's Chien-Pao, I don't think I'm winning this because Chien-Pao's just so good. This Pokemon is... I was saying this Pokemon like I already knew. This Pokemon is just stupid. The fact that it lowers your defense, and then Dark is also just a really good typing. Yeah, this Pokemon's just dumb. We burned our Terra. I don't think there's any hope for my Zapdos here. So I just gotta click a move. My Zapdos is dead, basically. They have Ice Shard. What? Oh, are you serious? Oh, if we win the battle this way, we deserve it. Oh, okay, they have Focus Sash. Not surprising. Huh. Oh, this is so scary. So they have Ice Shard. Do they also have Sucker Punch? I guess they were worried that I'm faster because I used Trailblaze. That could be, if we win this battle, it will be because of the Thunderous Kick. So Zapdos was great. Good job, Zapdos. So if they have Sucker Punch, we probably lose the game. I'm going to go into Actually, you know what? This might be the play. I'm going to go into Landorus here. Get off the Intimidate, because that could help me take a hit from their Chien-Pao with my Iron Bundle. Again, though, if they have Sucker Punch, I'm probably still going to lose because I'm sure it's going to knock out my Iron Bundle because I'm low on health and they have Stealth Rock up. They have... Wow, that was risky. They could have missed that. All right, well, they're at -1 attack. So they have Icicle Crash, they have Ice Shard, they probably have Sacred Sword because usually Chien-Pao runs that. And then they could have Sucker Punch, or they could have like Throat Chop or Crunch. Who knows? I feel like they're gonna have Sucker Punch, but if they don't, I think we're winning this battle. I don't think it matters. Our ice moves will knock them out. What? GG. Yes, that is amazing. Honestly, their mistake was going for Ice Shard, but I see why they did it. Like, their ability lowers my defense, which once again is dumb. But, you know, I was Terra Ice, so I resisted. I had 1 bulk up, and I have max HP. So, like, we had a lot of things in our Zapdos that were just going to help us survive. But that was awesome. And once again, I mean, you know, those 2 Pokemon are just so strong. So if you're going to play in this format, you do want to make sure you have a plan for those 2 Pokemon, Qianpao and Fluttermane. And my team is okay against them, but I could probably tweak some things to make it a little bit better. Bundle is great. Iron Bundle is great because it's faster than both of them, and it's pretty decent against them. If you choose the right Terra type against them, you might have really good success. Maybe Terra Fighting Iron Bundle is, well, that's the thing, is Terra Fighting Bundle is good against Qianpao, but then not good against Fluttermane. So it's kind of like when you bring something to beat one of them, the other one is just going to be good against that. So, you know, I guess if you want to do well in this meta, you bring Pokemon that are good against those, or you just bring Fluttermane and Qianpao yourself. Anyways, that was the game. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you watching. And yeah, these battles have been doing pretty well since I think we're a new season with a bunch of new Pokemon. You know, I had a lot of fun using this team, and like I said, I probably might run it back in the next video because I want to show off more things with the team. Maybe I'll make some changes in between, but let me know in the comments what you think. If you'd like to see this team again, let me know, or if you'd rather see other stuff, definitely let me know as well, because, you know, there's still 50 other Pokemon I want to try out. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos, and I'll see you next time.